today's video I'm going to be talking about security. And don't be alarmed by how I'm dressed. There is a very good reason for it. Not that I need a good reason. Stephanie is a good reason though to be dressed as someone from Hare Krishna, but that's a... we'll tell you about that later. Right, little caveat, Steph's just pointed out that dressed up as a religious figure might cause offence to people, so if Steph was going to partake in religious activities, it would be with the Hare Krishnas, because she really likes what they're about. They're vegetarian and they like food and they've got a nice song and stuff, so yeah, little caveat. Okay, so I've managed to talk Harry into joining me on this video. First one is...
prevention is better than cure.
Prevention is better than cure. So every time the topic of security comes up in the groups and on forums, people always say, oh, I've got 2 big dogs, good luck trying to break in with us. Well, my advice and philosophy on that is, if you're relying on 2 dogs as your only security measure, then it's too late. If somebody's actually going to break in your van and you've got dogs, the chances are they'll kill your dogs. So unless you love your dogs, you don't love your dogs, then listen on. Okay, tip number 2 on van life security is...
become a detective.
Become a detective. So when you get to your camp spot, one of the things we do, first of all, is get out the van and have a look around. And what we do is we look on the floor to see if there's broken glass, because that tells us people have maybe had break-ins. Broken mirrors. Any paraphernalia on the floor relating to drugs or anything suspicious, maybe swinging or anything like that. We try and avoid those spots, so we have a good look round and check, and we check in, like, you know, bushes and stuff like that. So have a good look around, become a detective, and always go with your gut instinct. Just because someone's told you it's safe doesn't mean it still is. So if you feel that you don't want to stay there, even if it's just one of you, we always have a rule. If Steph says no or I say no, it's a no for both of us. Follow your instinct and become a detective. Okay, tip number 3 is...
when you first arrive, be discreet.
Yes, discretion is key. I know we're saying that whilst dressed like this and having our roof popped up and orange bags out, but we've been here a while. When you first arrive somewhere, until you get a feel for where you are and if anybody goes past, then you need to be a little bit more discreet. I mean, we carry gear that films all of this, so we've got drones and, you know, laptops and all that sort of stuff. We don't get any of that out. We don't pop our roof. We don't get any of our gear out, anything that looks expensive. We get a feel for the place first, because anyone walking past might have a look at what you've got and then you could become a target. So until you get a feel for the area and you know it's safe and it feels safe, don't get any of your gadgets out. Just relax and enjoy it. Open up a cold beer and just see if anyone goes past. It will also give a chance for locals to pop by and say hello if they're nearby, and that way then you could, you know, they know that you're not a threat and you're respecting the area, you're keeping it clean, and you're not setting up a big camp and stuff like that. Okay, number 4.
Vehicle security.
Yes, vehicle security. So first of all, we when we first hit the road, camping wild and camping in rural spots all the time, it was more difficult at the start. It definitely gets easier. Rupert! Oh, security has identified someone.
I can't walk very fast in it.
You'll have to...
Rupert, come on! Come here.
Security has identified someone breaking the perimeter of our camp. Hare Krishna has gone to investigate. Yeah. What's security found? Oh. Sending in the reinforcements. What could this be?
I think you'll see it because I think one died last time because it was in the heat. So I might take it to the stream or something.
We have a frog trying to break into camp. Well spotted, security. You did a good job there.
We're going to have to take it to the stream or something. don't think it would have any disease, do you?
Rupert,
away.
Rupert, no, I know we're in France, but it's not.
No.
Right, no, Rupert, don't bloody eat the frog.
No, right, I'll keep it in my hands and take it to the.
Okay.
Take it to the
stream. Take it to the stream. Yeah. Okay.
Come on, Mr. Froggy. Come on, Mr. Froggy. Come on.
We can put him on the barbecue.
No, that's not for me. Come on.
Right. Hare Krishna's doing her thing. Hare Krishna, Hare. You're saving the world. How do you feel, Steph? Since
you've got to say the other one that we saw another one, it was dead in the.
Since taking on the role of a religious figure.
To die in the sun.
Okay, I'll hold the security back.
Go down the other side.
Right, I've got the. We don't rely on standard security of the vehicle, so even if you've got a new vehicle or a new motorhome and it's got electronic security, that's not something we rely on. When we're sleeping in the van, we have physical locks that need physical movement by hand in order to release them to open the doors, which basically means nobody can open the sliding door, the front doors or the boot whilst we're inside that vehicle sleeping. Okay, this leads us to number 5, which is
dealing with potential break-ins.
Okay, now we have to say that almost the 2 years we've been on the road and we've been living in the van full time, I think it's what twice we potentially had someone trying to break in, and it wasn't a problem or anything like that, nothing to worry about, and we have never had to take real serious steps or anything like that. So what we'll say is, first of all, prevention is, go back to number 1, prevention is better than cure. If it's not a safe place, you shouldn't be staying there. But if you've got to a point where you were a little bit nervous, like what happened the other night when a car came up this point where there shouldn't be any vehicles moving, I saw somebody in the car park, I'll run you through the steps that we do. So first and foremost, I put my lights on in the vehicle and let people know that people are in that vehicle, because there's a good chance they're only having a nose or a look, or they're just intrigued. It's quite an interesting vehicle. I would have a good look at it if I went past. But letting them know you're in, so if they are intending on breaking in, at least now they know somebody's in there, and the chances are they won't be interested. If that, if that carries on and you feel the threat's like being increased, then you need to really think about, can you take yourself out of that situation? So can you move the vehicle to a safer place? Can you get yourself ready to move if you feel that you want to move? Not to panic though, because there's a good chance that you're making a bigger situation of it than the other person. But if it starts to turn up where there might be, like, we've had gangs of kids like before who are mucking about on scooters and in cars, the chances are they're just mucking about, they'll soon go away. But if you sense they might now start damaging your vehicle, then starting up your engine and putting your lights on is a good sign to say, I am prepared to move if this carries on. Also, my vehicle will move, so don't come close, you might hurt yourself. A little warning sign to let people know that you're able to move. And that will cover almost 99.9% of all eventualities. If it ever goes further than that, then you definitely need to be calling the police and you need to be moving your vehicle. If you can't move your vehicle and you're blocked in, then you need to make it quite clear that this isn't a vehicle that somebody wants to get close by making a lot of noise, a lot of movement in the van, and they'll clear off. But to be honest, there's no reason why it should have to come this far. The prevention is better than cure is the best way to think about it, and being able to move your vehicle is a key way to staying safe. That, with the locks on your vehicle and that with everything else we spoke about, means that you can have a really stress-free, pleasant experience whilst camping. It's safe, just use your common sense, use your nous if you've got any, and get a dog like Rupert, because he scares everyone off. Look, like who would want to, look, see, there he goes again. Who would want to mess with us, with him?